Exactly a year ago now, I was crying. Why was I crying? Why were there like tears rolling down my face? It's because I felt too late. I felt too late to the party. I felt like I started my business way too late. I saw younger kids than me making more money than me. I saw stupider people than me making more money than me. And I felt miserable. I felt awful. I felt like I was just a failure, you know. Everyone is more successful than me. Everyone has been in business for less time than me, but they're more successful somehow. I just felt awful. I felt like I was too late to the party, like I was too late to the train. But everything changed. I've been doing my business now for a little over a year now. It is 14 months to be exact, I believe. 15 months, right? Now, I recently turned 18. I'm making multiple five figures a month. I hit 10K a month at 17. I dropped out of high school at 17. And those are good achievements. But I still feel like I'm too late to the party. So what does that tell you? That tells you that if I'm above you, like income-wise, achievement-wise, you need to realize one thing. You're not the only person who feels like that. Everyone you know, everyone you aspire to be like, everyone who is successful has felt that way and still feels that way. Even Elon Musk probably feels that way. Bill Gates feels that way. I don't know. Mark Zuckerberg feels that way. How old was Mark? Like 20 when he started Facebook? I'm not sure. But he probably still feels too late. He probably wishes he started Facebook at like, what, 2 years old. And that's normal. You need to realize it's normal to feel like you're too late. But here's the thing. You are not too late. How do I know? How can I say that? Again, it's because I have felt that way. I still do feel that way, but I've achieved pretty substantial results. I have hit 10K a month. I have scaled way past that. I'm making multiple five figures a month now. I'm working with the biggest online fitness coaches on the whole internet, like Samuel Millsap, Evan Merger, Joseph Shulkin, William Scott, Brandon Clark, you name them. I even work with a guy who has 2.1 million followers on Instagram. And I didn't get here by luck, right? But I still feel like I'm too late. And you need to realize that is a completely normal feeling to feel. But you know what's not normal? What's not normal is to feel that you have the excuse to not put in 100% of efforts in because you're quote unquote too late. I see too many people say, oh, I'm too late. I should have started earlier. And guess what? They use that as a fucking excuse to not begin, to not start, to not go hard. They say, shit, dude. I could have started like 2 years ago. And that's why they don't start. Does that make sense? Does that fucking make sense to you? Not starting because you could have started earlier? That's like being in a swimming competition, right? And everyone gets a head start on you like for 10 milliseconds, but you don't jump in because, oh, everyone started earlier than me. I could have jumped in earlier, but you didn't. Your reaction was slow. You didn't react to the fucking sound. You didn't react to the noise. You didn't jump in. Your reaction time was slower. So was mine. I didn't jump into business as soon as I could have. I knew the concept of online business when I was like, 10 years old? I started my business when I was turning 17, at the end of my 16-year-old times. I could have jumped in sooner. I could have jumped in earlier. That's why I feel this way. And you probably feel the same way for the same exact reason. It's because you could have jumped into business earlier, but you didn't. But guess what? You cannot use that as an excuse to not jump in now. Not to. And if you're doing business, but you still feel too late to the party, guess what? The only way to not be late, if that makes sense, is to keep fucking going. Because if you give up for the sole reason because you started late, it's not gonna get you anywhere. Only doing the things will get you somewhere. Maybe you're late. Maybe you could have started earlier. But who the fuck cares? It doesn't matter how long it takes you. It doesn't matter how long you could have been in the game already. What matters is that you get and you got into business. And what matters is that you stay in business. Business is like, looking good. The main goal of fitness is not getting in shape. It is staying in shape. It is building muscle and maintaining muscle. It is not building muscle, stopping going to the gym, letting it atrophy, and you becoming skinny again. That is not the goal. Your goal is to get into business, and your goal is to stay in business. Now, it doesn't matter. Maybe you joined too late. Whatever. If you know Mr. Olympia, Christopher Bumstead, C-Bum, he won, I believe, like 6 Olympias, right? He joined bodybuilding at, I believe, like 10 years old. Most of his competitors have been bodybuilding since like fucking 9 years old, dude. He joined late, but he is at the top. I joined my business. I started as a copywriter for fitness coaches. I primarily did email marketing, right? I wrote emails that helped fitness coaches get more fitness clients. That was my business model. First, it was super oversaturated. There were way too many people doing that business. There was way too much competition. The competition that was already in it has developed way too much. They had an insane overhand over me. They had testimonials, they had social proof, they had more experience, they had more knowledge. But guess what? I didn't use that as an excuse. Yeah, in the back of my mind, it was always lingering. I was always thinking, shit, dude, I could have started earlier. I could have, if I would have started earlier, I would be more successful. I would have more money. I would be making more money. I would have more testimonials. I would just be at a better situation. But guess what? You cannot control what happened. You can only control what happens. What happened fucking happened. Let it be, dude. And I know that it's easier said than done. But if something is already done and you cannot change it, why worry about it? Why stress yourself out? Worrying about what happened is not gonna benefit you in any way. It's only gonna stress you out, and it's gonna impact your performance on the things that you can currently do. You can complain about the fact that you didn't start earlier, but guess what? It's only gonna stress you out and ruin your performance right now. How do I know? It's because I've done it. I used to fucking cry about the fact that I felt like I'm too late. I felt like I'm a failure. I felt like I could have started, but I didn't because I was too fucking lazy. And yeah, that is true. I didn't start because I was too lazy. I was playing video games and eating chips instead of starting a business that could have already retired my mother. I really regret that. But complaining about that and whining about it and crying about it is not gonna do anything. The only thing that is gonna move the needle forward, the only thing that is gonna help you is taking action. Making moves is the only thing that's gonna help you. Working on your business is the only thing that's gonna help you. And you can feel late, but still do the actions. One analogy that I really like is, you can feel fat. You can feel like you're not losing weight. But as long as you're eating in a calorie deficit, you will fucking lose weight. You can feel fat. But if you eat in a 400 calorie deficit every single day for, half a year, you will shred that fat off and you will have a six-pack. But you felt fat. but you're still taking the actions. Does that make sense? You can feel feelings, but as long as you're taking actions, that's what matters. Is that making sense? That's the concept that has been driving me forward. I have felt anxious, I have felt overwhelmed, I have felt sad, I have felt lonely, I have felt late. But I still kept on making moves. I still stuck to my processes. And guess what? That's why I became successful. Now, I will not get complacent and stay here. I will keep on growing, and that's the whole purpose of business. You need to keep on growing. So, since you have started your journey, the thing that you should do is keep on growing. Never get complacent, never become stagnant, and just keep on moving. And you're gonna feel late. But keep on fucking moving, dude. Like, I know how you feel, and I wish I could fucking like hug you through the camera or whatever. Dude, I know how awful it feels to feel late. You probably see people who are younger than you, making more money than you. I know that feeling all too well, dude. I know a 12-year-old girl who's making 15K a month. Like, I don't personally know her, I'm not a creep, but on Discord we have chatted before because she gave me some info and she has actually helped me. But holy fuck, dude, 12 years old, 15K a month. Holy shit. Now, I'm not good at math, but what is that, like $300,000 a year, maybe? I don't know, I'm shit at math, that's why I dropped out of high school. No, whatever. Fuck that. But dude, I feel like I'm late as well. But I got to the level where I'm at. And here's the thing. Napoleon Hill has written a really good book. And if you're a beginner, I really suggest you read it. It is Think and Grow Rich. It is a mindset book, and like, you could call it like manifestation book, but it's actually not woo-woo. It's a bit woo-woo, but it's actually like really good. It is about the mindset that you need in order to become successful. And it had one study in it that has really stuck with me. The most successful business owners, at least amongst men, are the ones who are like started at 50 to 60 years old. And why is that? It's because they have more maturity, they have more experience, they have more real life knowledge, they have more knowledge, they just have more brain capacity. They have leveled up already. So here's the thing. You have an advantage because you started later. You know more shit. You are more mature. You are better with people. You just became better as a person yourself. Because thinking about it, if I would have started my business at like 12 years old, I was a really squeaky child. My voice is deep right now. It is because I have hit puberty. But back then, holy shit, my voice was squeaky. Thinking about it, I'm actually glad I didn't start a business back then. I would have just ruined my reputation. I would be known as a squeaky child. And I started at the end of me being 16. I started my business, and like a month later, I turned 17, right? And here's the thing. If I would have started earlier, I wouldn't have the knowledge and experience that I have right now. Does that make sense? The concept. If I would have started earlier, I would have been worse. So it's actually a benefit that you started later. That's actually a good point. I just came up with that on the spot. Because you started later, it's actually better. Because here's the thing. At the beginning of my business, I have burnt a lot of bridges, meaning because I was so shit at what I did, a lot of people actually blocked me because I was annoying, I was spammy, and I missed out on good future clients. But if I would have started a bit later, if I had more knowledge on how to communicate with people, I would probably be working with them right now. Like I remember, there was this dude, Chris. Tons of followers, really nice guy. But I was just fucking spamming him. I was trying to get him as a client, but he was saying, no, I'm not interested, dude. I'm not interested. If I would have left him alone and reached back out to him like a year later with all of the social proof that I have right now, with all of my testimonials, all of my reviews, I would have probably added him as a client. But because I was so fucking stupid, I cannot. Why? It's because he has blocked me. And yeah, I can try and find his email and shit, but he has already blocked me. He's gonna feel this deep, unconscious resentment. He's gonna hate me deep inside. So I'm fucked. So it's actually good that you start late. It's good. Be proud of that. You have collected knowledge and experience. And here's the thing. If I could do it, so can you. If I've scaled my business to multiple 5 figures a month, so can you. Isn't that beautiful? I love this concept, dude. Like, if I can do it, so can you. If Elon Musk could do it, so can you. And you can hate Elon Musk. Oh, he's a Trump supporter, whatever. He's fucking rich. He's successful. He's smart. If he could physically do it, if the laws of science could let him do it, they can let you do it too. It just all comes down, and it all boils down to how bad you fucking want it. And I believe that Elon Musk started late. But here's the thing. He had experience. He had read a lot of books beforehand. Good, he started late. Good for him. I started late myself. I could have started later. Maybe that it would have been even better. But don't use that as an excuse. Now that you've seen this video, you have no excuse not to start. You know that this shit works. You know that if I could do it, so can you. So the only next step is to A, start. B, if you've already started, go harder. You can feel that you're late. But what matters is the fact that you keep on going. What matters is the fact that you keep on sticking to the processes and showing up every single day, putting in the work. Does that make sense? Again, that same fat loss example. You can feel fat. But if you eat in a caloric deficit, if you stick to the processes, if you keep on doing your cardio, getting your steps in, you will lose the weight. And the same goes for your business. You can feel like you're too late. But guess what? If you keep on showing up every single day, putting in the work, sticking to the processes, you will eventually become successful. That's what I did. Does that make sense? So keep that in mind. And dude, feel late. Cool. Everyone feels like that. Everyone. Even Elon Musk. I'm sure of it. He feels late. He wishes he would have started at 1 year old. When he was in his mom, like in her womb. Cool. I wish I would have started that early too. But I didn't. And I cannot change the past. So change your future. Change what you can now. Do what you can now. You can only control the current and the future. You cannot control the past. It is gone. Forget about it, dude. Easy said, hard done. But fucking forget it. You cannot change your past. So keep that in mind and grind your ass off, dude. I love you. And kill it out there, dude. Kill it. Have a good one.